We're now looking at question number 7. The question reads, find the coordinates of the turning point of the curve y equals x squared minus 14x plus 10. Now, what do we mean by turning point? We usually have curves. So the turning point would be a point where the curve either turns like that, or two more which we call inflection. But for now, let's just focus on these two. So these are what we call the turning points. And what happens at the turning points, the gradient is usually equal to 0. So when you hear the word turning point, you should just know that the gradient is equal to 0. Now, how do you find the gradient? The gradient is usually also known as the derivative. So starting with the equation which reads y equals x squared minus 14x plus 10, we need to find the derivative. Derivative means dy dx, or we are going to differentiate y with respect to x. So differentiation requires you to subtract the power and multiply the power by the coefficient. So here, even though it's not written, there is a 1x squared. So the power is 2. So 2, you multiply that by the coefficient. So it becomes 2. All right. Then x, the same power, you subtract 1. So it will be 2 minus 1 would be 1. And anything to power 1 remains the same. So it will just remain 2x to power 1 or 2x. So there's no need of actually writing to power 1. Minus, now this one is not written, but anything just like I've seen, you don't have to write 1, but essentially there's a 1 there. So that 1 will be multiplied by minus 14 to get minus 14. But then x to power 1 minus 0 will be x to power 0. X to power 0, because 1 minus 1 is 0. And anything to power 0 is 1. So again, that's like a trick here, so that x to power 0 will just be 1, and 14 times 1 will be 1. Now, having said that, we have said that the turning point is when the gradient function is 0. So 2x minus 14 therefore must be equal to 0, because the gradient function at the turning points is equal to 0. So we take minus 14 to the other side, and it shall become positive 14, and divide both sides by 2. You get that your x is 7. Remember, you're told to find the coordinates. So coordinates requires us to find x and y. Now we have x, so let's find y when x is 7. So we want to find the value of y when x is 7. And we have our equation here that says that y is x squared, and in this case our x is 7 squared minus 14 into 7, because our x is again 7, then plus 10. So plus 10. So this is going to be 49 minus 14 times 7 is 728 to 98. So minus 98 plus 10. So we shall end up with 49 plus 10 minus 98. Just use your calculator there, and you'll get minus 39. So we have the value of x and we have the value of y. So the turning point, therefore, is equal to 7 minus 39. So if you try to plot this curve, you'll find that the curve actually turns at 7 minus 39. I just want to show you that graph in a moment. Y equals x squared minus 14x plus 10. So the graph is already here, and what we're interested in is to know the turning point. Remember, I said the turning point is where the curve turns, and you can see the curve turns at this point here. It's what is called the extremum, and you can clearly see that the turning point is 7 minus 39, which very much agrees with our answer. Thank you very much for watching. That has been our today's lesson.